So next let's talk a little bit about the brushes. This is a hog's hair brush. I believe it's a 12-inch or something about there. But it's all natural, made from hogs. That's why they call it a hog's hair brush. But it works pretty good at rinsing. In fact, I really haven't been able to tell a big difference between the nylon bristles and the hog's hair bristles. I think it's more of a personal preference thing. So what I recommend doing is ordering, just having one of each or more than one, and just seeing what you like the most, because I think a lot of it boils down to how you're actually rinsing the window and how you're brushing it as to what kind of results you get. So that's basically that. There's some guys that prefer something over another for commercial or residential. I think the main thing for me, what I've found is when doing residential, I want like a 12-inch, a smaller brush like this, because there's the smaller windows or the smaller plates of glass on a residential job. On something like a commercial job, I wouldn't mind having an 18-inch or somewhat larger of a brush to cover more glass in more time. But that's just personal preference, I believe. I think you need to have one of each to learn and see what you like best. This is a nylon bristle brush, just to show you what it looks like. A little bit stiffer than the hog's hair, so it's going to clean the bird stuff off a little bit better. I'm not saying that the hog's hair wouldn't do it, but it may just take a little bit of time. But not too stiff. It's not going to scratch anything like the frames or the glass or anything, but just a little bit different feel to it. And I want to show this to you because I think this is a neat feature. This is the brush on the Tucker. It has 2 levels on it, so it's going to do a pretty nice job of cleaning the frames and cleaning the glass. Just a really neat way of designing a brush. This is a nylon brush, of course. Just a neat design. Thought I'd show that to you. It's pretty neat. Now they do have hybrid brushes out, and a hybrid would have imagine these bristles either being the boar's hair, the nylon, and then these bristles here being the boar's hair, the nylon. So you get kind of both the best of both worlds, sort of. So that's something to think about. But again, I recommend just going ahead and getting one of each and trying out, seeing what you like best. So how do you select what pole is best for you? There's a couple of different ways. I recommend just buying whatever you can afford. You always want to look into seeing if it's something you can add on to it, like the Superlight. You can purchase like the 45-foot pole Superlight, and in time you can add 2 more sections to get the 56-foot. So that's something you can look at doing. With something like the X-Tail, I don't believe you can add on to that 20-foot pole to say maybe add 2 more sections and have a 40-foot pole. I don't believe that's possible. But if that's what you can afford, the 20-foot X-Tail pole, that works great for some residential jobs or 2-story stuff. So that's a great way to get started. And even if you get that pole, it's not like once you get a longer pole or a larger pole, you're going to set that one down and not use it. I find myself using the X-Tail pole quite a bit. I'll use a Superlight or something like that to catch the higher windows, and then I'll use the X-Tail to do the bottom windows. Mainly because the Superlight is so fragile, you don't want to use it any more than you have to. So I try to put it away as soon as I get done with the high jobs, and then use something else to take care of the lower windows. So another thing I wanted to discuss is, how do you know how tall a building is? There's a couple of different ways to do that. Some guys will use laser measures, where it'll shine a laser onto the building and the device will show you the distance between that. I used one of those for a little while, but I wasn't very thrilled with it, mainly because I was finding myself going out to the jobs and I could not see where the little laser dot was on the building because of how bright it was during the day. So that's something that I don't really recommend. You can try it and see if you like it. You can always return it. That's what I did. What I did is I would just use a window cleaning pole, extend it out to 8 feet, and then take a picture of it in the building and use that as a reference guide to see how tall the building was. So that's what I would do. So that brings this video to an end. Next week we'll be talking about pure water and how you can get it, the advantages to pure water. We'll be talking about DI, reverse osmosis DI carts and the advantages to those, what kind of systems are out there and available, and just pretty much anything about DI and how you can use it. So we'll see you next week.